Okay, when people talk about suffering in anime and manga, almost one name always comes up first: Guts. He isn't just some crazy swordsman who kills monsters in aura forms. His life is a constant cycle of betrayal, loss, and violence, and somehow still keeps going. These are the worst things to happen to. Guts was born from a corpse hung from war. Yes, you heard that right. While the actual identity of Guts' parents remain unknown, Guts' mother gave birth to him, hung from a corpse, as he laid there an infant in a pile of blood, being found in a battlefield. After being found by a group of mercenaries, a woman named Shisu took him in, and then she died. Because of this, he was always blamed for other people's misfortune, being labeled a devil's child because of his birth. Like Lil Bro could have controlled that. Not even his fault for real. A man named Gambino found him and took him in. Gambino was a drunk bastard who abused him and forced him to train unrelentlessly from a young age, making him use swords no child should use. But it seemed to work out in the end, so. He then finds out that Gambino sold him to a man named Donovan for, activities. A young Guts eventually kills Gambino, but not out of rage or hatred, but the natural instinct to survive. Survival is all that Guts has ever known. He was subjected to the pain and cruelty of the world before he had a chance to grow up. Like, how does this, go to this? This is insane! He eventually kills Donovan, but don't think this is the first time. He will kill much, much more. Guts at a young age joins a mercenary group called the Band of the Hawks. This is where he meets their leader, Griffith. Yes, this is a male. And let's just say he's got some hobbies. The goal of the Band of the Hawks is to aid a young Griffith in his lifelong dream of coming from poverty to becoming a well-respected military man and soon ruling over his own kingdom. They started out as thieves and mercenaries, and soon became a well-respected military regime known throughout the kingdom. But that sounds like a good thing. What could ever go wrong?
We'll get to that. On one of Griffith's missions, Guts kills an innocent child, and it really sticks with him, making him one of the only times that when he's killed someone, they genuinely hurt him.
And after all of this, he's given up his life multiple times because of the idea that victory is more important than his own life. And after all he tries to do, people continuously criticize him. For years, after he joined the Band of the Hawks, and it took him to become the level that he is, Casca, his huz, still berates him for how he's reckless and how he doesn't care for his man. And she's over jealous of the attention and care that Griffith gives Guts over rather than herself. And whenever she has these problems, she yaps and yaps to Guts about it and just makes him feel like shit when all he does is try to help other people. And if you've watched Berserk, I mean, why the fuck would you be watching this video if you haven't? You know that the only reason he joined the Band of the Hawks is because Griffith challenged him to a duel, saying, if you win, you work for me. After everything he did to become everyone's friends, protect his men, Griffith said he wasn't an equal, and not even a true friend, because he didn't believe in his own values as Griffith did, and he was nothing than mere property to him, something he had won. And it becomes kind of an obsession, because when Guts leaves, Griffith talks about how he was the only one to make him forget his dream, and he resents him for it. During Guts' time with the Band of the Hawks, it's clear to us, it's really his only home. That when he got used to the Band of the Hawks, and made friends, and had people he cared for, and people that cared for him, that was the first thing he viewed as a true family, and a true home. And it all would fall apart. Because of one man. The eclipse begins when the Crimson Bailet activates and transports Griffith and the rest of the Band of the Hawk into a monstrous supernatural realm that humans can't understand. There, the God Hand appears and informs Griffith of the truth. Everything that has happened in Griffith's life has led to this very moment. Griffith, once a well-respected commander, is now ruined and unable to live his dream of ruling a kingdom. The God Hand offers him a choice: abandon his humanity and sacrifice the people that followed him, or remain how he is. After remembering his true ambition, Griffith accepts. The Band of the Hawk is then marked as a sacrifice and killed, condemning them to a death so that Griffith can be reborn as the demonic entity known as Femto. What follows is the complete destruction of everything the Hawks had built. One by one, the soldiers that Griffith had once called a friend are ordered to be killed by him. While Guts struggles to save them, he fights with everything he has, but is overwhelmed by the forces surrounding him. He's just a human. The tragedy reaches its peak as Griffith finally torments Guts and influences devastating psychological trauma towards Guts and Casca, being one of the most controversial and heartbreaking scenes in fictional media. By the end of the eclipse, nearly every one of the Band of the Hawks is dead. Griffith has now transcended into something that is no longer human, and Casca is psychologically shattered. Guts faces that he's about to die, having near-fatal injuries.
But my goat Skull Knight.
The goat.
Yes!
The goat.
Holy aura!
Skull Knight has returned and successfully saves Casca and Guts from the eclipse. Some do speculate that Femto had let them escape on purpose so that he could once return to the human realm. Either way, Skull Knight saves them. Guts and Casca were originally destined to not survive this. The eclipse is essentially the moment that transformed Berserk's tale into friendship and ambition into a story about relentless survival and revenge. After the eclipse, Casca is left in an infant-like state, being mute, unable to express basic emotions, and constantly needing care. A big significance in the next part of the story is that Guts does not know where Casca is and has to search and search. And during his searches, he has to deal with horrible night terrors and monsters and nightmares. He has to save a whole village from getting killed. Griffith comes back. Oh yeah, did I mention that? Griffith comes back. That's a topic I'll tackle and absolutely body slam in another video. If you want me to make that video, comment it. I mean, I wouldn't be against it. It's just Berserk has a very complicated storyline, and editing a video like this and having to make a script about Berserk stuff takes a while. But hopefully you like this video. If you did, subscribe.